Welcome to the Nagual Zone. I am Anaam. Today the topic is the the big one, the big paradigm of the average man. You will be hard-pressed to find people who do not follow this paradigm either consciously or subconsciously. And it's everywhere. It's now everywhere in the Greco-Roman modern world, from Alaska to Japan. This paradigm is now saturated in modern civilization, the mono-civilization that is there today. What is that paradigm? That paradigm is bigger, better, faster, more. And the fifth one, now. Bigger, better, faster, more, now. This paradigm is why your life is the way it is. In terms of the macro, everything runs through this funnel. Everything that you know and have experienced, from your private life to the work life to your dealings with the government, your dealings with the corporations. Corporations, what are they corporating? Corporate means to incarnate into the flesh, to make corporeal. You want to find out what these corporations are treated as having more legal rights than you ever will. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. Who or what is incorporating through these companies? Company of what? Yeah. You want to go into the occult to figure this one out. Anyway, that aside, bigger, better, faster, more, now. Anything and everything, your education funneled through this. Any work you're ever going to do is going to funnel through this. You want to be self-employed, you're going to have to funnel through this. Otherwise, you won't be self-employed for very long. Any work you're doing, the main boss, the company, whatever job you're doing, it's funneling through this paradigm. In fact, you look around and you cannot escape the incredible tsunami momentum of this all-pervasive paradigm. Bigger, better, faster, more, now. Now, it's no use getting into the nitty-gritty of what the average man does and why the average man does this. Basically, the average man think of it as the average man being the horses and the corporations being the charioteers, right? And the corporations flog the horses. Faster, faster, more, now. And the horses have to run faster and all of that. All the while, it's the corporations that have convinced you that you are the problem. Humans are the problem. Humanity is the problem. No. Humans never were, never will be the problem. The problem is the corporations. You're not poisoning the rivers. You're not poisoning the seas. You're not going into the beach. Well, most people do that, and chucking plastic into the ocean. Most of that is actually coming, the real toxicity. You're not going up in planes and spraying the air, are you? But you've become convinced through propaganda that it's your fault. It's not your fault. It's the corporations that ride you. You're the horse that everyone blames. So be aware of these things. Bigger, better, faster, more, now. What is the warrior's perspective on this? Because as far as I'm concerned as a warrior, if it is there, My question is, what am I going to do about it? So there's two approaches that I want to give you today that you could use if you wished. And as usual, at least with the way I work it, and also the Toltec path itself, everything is difficult. Okay, just factor that in. Nothing will come simply to you. And even these alternative perspectives to this toxic paradigm that I'm going to give you, unsustainable paradigm, will take you years and years to really make something of them. So let's start with bigger. Remember, I've talked about this a lot. Flip it around. You flip it around, you flip whatever the average man is doing, thinking, being, behaving, just flip it around. You'll come to the sane, the common sense, the empowering angle of it. Okay? So bigger. The average man wants everything bigger, bigger, bigger. Everyone wants faster and all of that. What all of this really is, the implication there is convenience. I want the conveniences in my life to get bigger, to get faster results, more, and I want it to be convenient now. I don't want it convenient later. Okay? So this paradigm of convenience is what the average man is running after. The average man is running after convenience and relief. Bigger, better, faster, and more now. The warrior, same paradigm. We can use it. We don't have to walk away and be the rebel and feel like you're the Hercules of your own little mind movie in your life, right? You can use the same thing. But instead of the word convenience, I'd like you to think in terms of usefulness. Forget about chasing convenience. I want you to completely disregard chasing any type of convenience. It will never end well for you because you don't know how to place the power of convenience in its proper place in your life. You don't know. You're never taught. There's nothing around you. There's no advertisement that you will ever see that will teach you. There was no book, nothing. Deepak Chopra will never teach you this. Tony Robbins will never teach you. Nothing will ever teach you. Abraham Hicks will never teach you all to how to place convenience in its proper place in your life. What everything will subconsciously or consciously thrust you towards is to chase it, make it somehow the end goal for you. Right? So forget about convenience completely. It's the greatest, it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. But it's the greatest favor you can do to yourself. So start thinking about usefulness instead. How can it be bigger in terms of usefulness for me? How can it be better in terms of usefulness for me? And you want to think in terms of spiritual, mental, physical, emotional usefulness. How can this be spiritually useful to me in a bigger way, better way? How can this be useful to me faster? How can this be more useful to me? Or rather, how can I make more use of this? And how can I do this now? I'm not going to wait. Let's do it now. So using the same thing, it is, you may have seen the very famous footage, videos, photos of iPhone, latest iPhone is released, and the stampede, people camping overnight outside these stores to buy the next Nike shoe or iPhone or whatever the sheeple herd has been sold next. Unbelievable. Everyone has great discipline, stamina, fortitude, relentlessness, all the warrior qualities. If you want to camp out and get Bruce Springsteen's show and you have to camp out in front of for 2 nights to get the tickets, and everyone is amazingly resourceful when it comes to that. Better than the best Kung Fu master, right? Better than any Shaolin monk when it comes to chasing all this junk nonsense, right? But when it is about usefulness, suddenly all the marrow goes out of your bones and you're suddenly made of rubber. Every manner of excuse comes to your mind, and so on and so forth. You're going to have to change. Otherwise, you don't get to complain. It's as simple as that. Change or stop complaining and just do it properly. You want to chase convenience? Do it with joy and deliberateness. At least there you will have you'll have made some use of it, right? So forget conveniences, go after usefulness. Always ask, any urge you get, oh, I want to buy this, I want to get that, I want to be someone in my life. Oh. Go through this checklist. Is this useful? If it is, great. Is this spiritually useful to me, physically useful to me, mentally useful to me, and emotionally useful to me? If these boxes are ticked, then you get to ask, okay, how can I make this bigger? How can I make this useful to me better? How can I make this useful to me faster, more, and how can I make use of it right now? No delaying. You don't want to delay when it comes to your latest iPhone, do you? Suddenly the greatest amount of motivation is available to you. I have known people who complain of lack of energy. I don't have energy, MS, whatever, all this. But as soon as the iPhone is released, that's all forgotten. They're out camping with boyfriend in the rain so that the store can open tomorrow and they can be the first ones in. Suddenly, amazing amounts of energy is available to them. It's fantastic. Fantastic to watch. Or knee problems, knee surgery, but running, forgot that there's any problems in the knee. Running into the store. I'm very weak. My lungs don't work very well. Yeah, you're breathing nice and strong when you're pushing people out of the way to get to the Christmas sale, right? Fantastic lung power there. I have seen it with my own eyes. I've talked to these so-called sick people. And then amazing, better than Shaolin Kung Fu artists. More strength, stamina, motivation, single focus, everything, right? Absolutely fantastic. So this is one of the ways I'd like you to change your perspective. Your life you can up your game in this way. The second one is the flip around I was talking about. What does that mean? So for a warrior, if everyone else is chasing bigger convenience, the warrior is gonna turn around and seek the smaller the smaller. What does that mean? Learn to limit your greed. What is one of the greatest attributes, the greatest attribute of a parasite? Yeah. Every parasite is Pac-Man. It has the Pac-Man. That's why it's a parasite. And the parasite that runs this world, its main attribute is greed. It can't be any other way. It's not its fault that's parasites do that. That's what nature made them for. They will consume till they're dead, and the host is dead, and the environment is dead. So don't blame anyone. There's no need to blame. That's how nature works. That's how ticks work. That's how mites, termites work, whatever, and parasitic, it's relative. Okay? It's all relative. So I want you to step away from the greed game. Take smaller bites. Start with your food. Eat less. Eat less. And take smaller bites. Start with that. Yeah. Next up, better. The warrior is gonna look for the worst. And what do I mean by that? The warrior is not hooked on the better within me and the positive and the better, better. What that's gonna do is you're already addicted to presenting to yourself and the world an unrealistic picture of yourself. You're already convinced that you're better than you really are. It's really true. And that gap between what is real within you, actually where the ground is, and where you think it is, that gap, as the years go by, widens. Because you're constantly chasing the better, never stopping to look at the worst within you. You think it's just going to go away and get replaced by the better. That's a bit of a slim, you're taking chances with very dangerous stuff. You don't want to do that. You want to actively look, forget better, look at the worst within you. And then work with it. Work to accept it. Don't try and change it, manipulate yourself and lie to yourself to again pretend that you're better. Learn to work with the worst within yourself. Make it a strength. Make it useful to you. As I said, these things take years and years. To finally hone yourself, to craft yourself into a warrior, it's going to take a very long time. Because self-importance is going to get in your way. All the time. Faster. The warrior, everyone's hurtling towards the next convenient gadget. The warrior is busy slowing things down. Lots of being present. Lots of working on awareness. Slow. Don't clatter around your house, slamming things down, throwing your phone here, and slow down. Notice if every time you have to go out of your house, you're rushing. Why? That's going to add to your well-being, is it? That habit? Stuffing food down your throat as if you're never going to get another meal ever again. Yeah, your body loves that, doesn't it? Or does it hate it? If your stomach had a voice, what would it say to you? Slow down. Slow down. Nothing is going to come to you with the faster paradigm. I'm telling you this right now. If you're young, then this will be the worst thing you want to hear, because young people want, they're definite, young people, this is made for them. Bigger, better, faster, more now. And you don't want to crash into reality, which is the exact opposite of this paradigm, because that crash is never nice. Okay? Slow down. More. The world is one big Pac-Man mouth, eating endlessly, literally and figuratively. The warrior is busy shedding. The warrior is releasing. Less, emptying out. Let's empty out the junk within me, the junk in my body that's been accumulated, the junk in my mind, the junk in my spirit, the laziness, the greed, the lying. Let's release all of that. Less of that shit and more of the good stuff. And you have to actively work at this. Just positive thinking and doing affirmations is not going to magically turn you into some kind of Kryptonian. Faultless Kryptonian, bulletproof. No, it's not. You have to actively work on what is worse within you. And you have to actively work on your greed. That's for sure. The last one, now. I want it now. The warrior is patient. You know this. Warriors are exemplary hunters. What the warrior decides to hunt doesn't get away. I can tell you that 99% of the time, whatever I have decided to hunt within or without, or a combination of the two, has not yet managed to get away from my awareness and from my clutches. Not now, factor in later. Work now, results later. Not results now and work later. No, work now. And enjoy the journey of the work. Results may or may not come. Nothing is guaranteed. So all that's left to you is stop being impatient. Now. Relax. Continue on with your work. You know what you have to do in your life. Get on with it and be patient. You'll be surprised just how much patience is needed to live a good life. You'll be very unpleasantly surprised. I have been very unpleasantly surprised, and sometimes I continue to be uncomfortable about it. Oh, come on, how much longer, I say. And then I realize, well, that's the name of the game, man. It's not that things are slow, it's that you are impatient. And so I slow down. For me, fortunately now it's very easy due to repetition. You have to get those reps in. Slow down, smaller bites. Look at the worst part of yourself. Better. Yeah, that's all good, but you can't ignore the other side. Stop pretending to be better than you really are. Stop chasing better things even if you cannot afford them. Slow down, slower. Less. Own less stuff. Own things that are actually useful to you. Right? And then factor in patience later. Right now is time to get down to work. Later the results will come. Later the rewards will come, if they ever come. You'd be a fool to think that your hard work or whatever is going to give you the rewards you're expecting. That's not how life works. I've seen it with my own eyes. Someone beavering away, working very hard, being the hunter and all the good stuff, and then they get a stroke. Oh shit. Half paralyzed. No rewards came. Out of all that amazing hunting and hard work and all the woo, nothing came. He got paralyzed. Buggered for life. So there's no guarantee. Life gives no guarantees that you get to be the big hero of your story. That's a very Disney is, you were glued to the TV when you were young, and that's why you think like that. You've been Disneyfied. Real life is very different. So these are the two approaches of this paradigm that saturates this world. Okay, overtly or covertly, that's what we're all working with. And it's up to you. I've given you two approaches that would occur to a warrior. And now it's up to you to make use of this stuff. In the comments below, let me know if you have any examples of these two approaches already in your life that have worked for you, that have been of advantage to you. And it will be inspiring to hear your sharing. This is part of a masterclass. I urge you to attend. Go to the website. We're gonna have now a discussion. There's homework and people, it's just very productive. So come and join us. It's a nice community of people. And hopefully I'll see you at a masterclass or two. On that note, walk in freedom. I'll see you soon. Farewell.